friends, it's Full Firecore. Welcome back to Set Showcase. Now, last video was Dragapult, and this video is going to be focused around the Luchador bird himself, Hawlucha. So Hawlucha is a very strong Mon. Inside of the usage stats for May, it was around 30th. It's very good and has a bunch of strong attributes that make it strong. But what are some sets that make this Pokemon good? Okay. So I'm inside of National Dex Anything Goes since I kind of just wanted to test out this team, which is actually pretty funny. And I used this team, which for some reason I got a win with it, so Hawlucha has to be somewhat decent. But let's get inside these sets. Alright, so the first one is going to be the one I see quite a bit. Now this is the one that kind of branched off inside of Generation 7, since seeds are very strong with this Pokemon. Alright, so let me just get into what this thing does. So Hawlucha, having the ability Unburdened, makes it so when it loses its item, it gets ×2 speed, which is very strong. Since it's already a pretty fast Mon, it gets up to like 600 speed, and that's probably something that, you know, is pretty average. But it also has access to Acrobatics, which is a 60 base power move that gets cranked up to like a 120 base power move. Don't quote me on that, it might be a little, you know, little leniency on that, because I don't know the exact damage on it, and I'm not going to check, but it does more damage if you don't have an item. So you're already faster, and you have no item, so Acrobatics is really buff. But you also have the opportunity to Swords Dance up. So if you Swords Dance up, that means you have ×2 speed, ×2 attack, and Acrobatics to do 1,000,000 damage, and it's also stat boosted. You can also throw some other attacks, being High Jump Kick and Poison Jab. Now, other people do things like, actually, I don't even know what other people do on Hawluchas. I'm pretty sure there's another move that usually people throw on this, but I prefer to throw Poison Jab on it because fairy types are a little annoying, so I put Poison Jab on it. Now this is an adamant nature, since you don't really have to worry about being fast, since you're going to be ×2 speed. You're going to be outspeeding most things unless they're like Choice Scarf, or unless they're another Hawlucha that has this ability. I just want you guys to know that most of these sets are pretty similar, since Hawlucha has like one thing that it does, but there's some change with each set. So moving on to the next set, I have also switched between these two, between shiny and unshiny, so we get some pretty colors. Alright, the next set is the Power Herb Hawlucha. So it does the exact same thing. It uses a move, being Sky Attack, which is a very strong move that usually takes 2 turns, but Power Herb makes it only take 1 turn. So you probably know where this is going. It loses its item, and then it has its Unburdened ability, so it's ×2 speed, and it can come in here and beat up people to high hell with its Acrobatics attack. It even can Sword Stance before the Sky Attack and then do 1,000,000 damage. So pretty much it's like a Z move, or, well, not a Z move, because Z moves were like 150 base power, but it's still very strong. I also put on Close Combat on this thing, since, you know, High Jump Kick is a good move, but having the possibility of missing is always horrific, and I don't like that. And Acrobatics, of course, since when you're done with Sky Attack, you don't want to be using that anymore. You want to start using Acrobatics. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the set most people use inside of Gen 8 OU, since it's very good, and Sky Attack's already really strong, and then Acrobatics gets strong, and then he's ×2 speed, so this is a very strong Mon. Okay, on to another shiny. This is the White Herb Hawlucha. So, this is one that's a little interesting. Now, this actually doesn't have a move that makes it, well, it does. Okay, so inside of the first set, the Electric Seed, which actually I will touch on later how that actually works, because I didn't really talk about how the Electric Seed works, but let me finish this set down here. All of these items, they have to go away somehow. This is one called the White Herb. Now, White Herb is not something that happens from a move, it happens from a status effect from a move or a ability. So White Herb makes it so it cancels the effect of stat lowering. So usually Cloisters run this with Shell Smash, because Shell Smash lowers defense and special defense, but it raises attack, special attack, and speed. You get to have this, and it gets rid of your defense drops. But Hawlucha can take advantage of this and use Close Combat, which usually lowers defense and special defense, activate his White Herb, and then his Unburdened ability will kick in, and then boom, he's all strong now. I don't really know why you'd want to use this, but you know, you can do that. Alright, back up to the top now, because I forgot to touch on what Electric Seed actually does. So Electric Seed is an item that, well, I'm just going to say pops, but really it just kind of activates when there is a terrain in effect. So there are multiple types of seeds. There's Grassy Seed, Misty Seed, Psychic Seed, and Electric Seed. All of these, if popped or consumed or used, gain a buff. So Grassy Seed and Electric Seed, I'm pretty sure, gain defense, and then Misty Seed and Psychic Seed gain special defense. So I put Electric Seed on since you can just put like a Pinchurkin that has Electric Surge, and then you can switch in this Hawlucha. He gets times to, just +1 defense, so maybe he lives an attack or something, which is very good. But this was really good instead of Gen 7, because you could slap this on with a Tapu Koko, which has Electric Surge, and they can slap in the Hawlucha. That's where the Hawlucha Koko thing came out, because usually late game you could just clean people up with the Hawlucha. But like I already said, when the Electric Seed is eaten up, or the Psychic Seed, whatever you want to do, the Unburden ability will kick in, and then you can start spamming Acrobatics. Alright, now let's continue. I should probably cover on each individual part of the set before I move on, shouldn't I? Alright. The next one is a strange set. Okay, so don't hate me for this. This is a extremely weird set, and I'm just doing this because I wanted to have a solid 6 sets on this. Do not use the set. This is not good. But if you really want to, you could. Alright, so this is like if you want to have like something inside of like 1v1. So the 1v1 tier is you get like 3 Pokemon that you can choose from, and you only can pick one, and it's just 1 Pokemon versus 1 Pokemon. This could be used inside of 1v1 if you get like chucked in with a something like, I don't know, a Psychic type. They're going to hit you with a Psychic type move, bring you down to your Focus Sash. Your Focus Sash is going to get popped, and then you're going to have your Unburden ability. You can go for Swords Dance, and then you can just Acrobatics or Poison Jab them or whatever you want. Now, this is not good, because most of the time Hawlucha is not going to get one shot, but if he does, or, the possibility of one shot, since Focus Sash only pops if you go down to 1 HP, or if you're going to die from it. If you go to 2 HP, it's not going to pop, and then it's useless. But this is something you could use. But it's also kind of trash, because if they got like Stealth Rocks or something, the Focus Sash becomes invalidated. Unless they knock you off, because if they slap your item off, it does the exact same thing. Alright, we got 2 more sets. Now this is the Lumberry Hawlucha. Again, this is not a good set, but you could use this one if you wanted to. So let's say someone's going to go for a, let's say, Toxic, or that they're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp trying to beat up your Hawlucha. You have this Lumberry, since some people decide they want to cripple a Pokemon instead of switching out. Like Rotom, they might be inclined to just stay in, since usually Hawluchas don't have anything to hit them with, and if they're burnt, they're going to do half damage. But nah, this Lumberry is going to pop. Unburden ability, you're going to go for Swords Dance, and then you can do the Hawlucha thing. Even though it's not probably going to do that much damage, it's something. Alright, and then the final set is the Choice Band Mold Breaker Hawlucha. Now this is the only set that does not have the Unburden ability. So the Mold Breaker ability, I don't know why I have Mold Breaker on this thing, but whatever. Mold Breaker makes it so abilities just get negated, which is pretty sick. But this is a Choice Band set that has Brave Bird, Close Combat, U-Turn, and Iron Head. So this is totally different from the Unburden set, which relies on losing your item. This one relies on you having your item and just doing a bunch of damage. I would not advise using this, since Unburden is just such a good ability, and there are a bunch of items that you can consume or just have slapped off of you, and then you become really speedy. But if you want, you could use this. But I would not advise to use Mold Breaker, since Mold Breaker is usually better if you want to negate someone's ability. So maybe if Hawlucha could learn Earthquake, which I don't know if he can, he could hit like Rotom. His Levitate ability will get negated, and you can one-shot the Rotom, but I don't know if Hawlucha can run that. So only use this if you have an actual need to cancel out someone's ability. But with that being said, guys, this is Hawlucha, the Luchador bird. Here are some sets that you can use. Please be sure to take them and use them. I actually went inside of, like I said, I went inside of National Dex Anything Goes, which has the possibility to go against, like, Arceus's. I went against a pretty normal team, since he was kind of just memeing around, and I beat this dude up hardcore. I'm very glad he didn't have, like, a Toxapex, because Toxapex would pretty much wall me. But, yeah, that's the set and the Pokemon. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and keep on looking for my videos.